Hello everyone, happy Friday. Welcome to Community Distance Reiki. I'm Danielle Stimpson. Let me just adjust my sound a little bit. Awesome. Let me know if I can adjust it any more, but thank you all so much for being here. I hope you had a great week, and either way, we are here for some great vibes now. So if you're new, go ahead and click that live chat button. Feel free to introduce yourself and set any requests for your greater good. We're going to get things started off by building a beautiful crystal grid exactly to all of your requests. And after that, we're going to transition into a lovely session where I'm going to send Reiki to you wherever you are and whenever you happen to be enjoying this. If you want to learn more about me, my live online Reiki certification classes, if you want to schedule a one-on-one distance session or tarot reading, or if you want to shop my Reiki charged crystals, head on over to learnreikiphiladelphia.com. It's listed in the description along with all of my social media. And I'm so glad to have you all here. So let's go ahead, let's dive right in. Let's say hi to everyone and start building that beautiful grid. Okay, let's just do some quick adjustments. I'm still taking pictures of all of the new holiday stocks, so every time I log in, everything's just a little bit off. Okay, there we go. Thanks for bearing with me. And what am I seeing here? Ta-da! There we go. That's all fixed. Great! Now we'll pretend that I was actually prepared. Okay, so let's say hi to everyone. We've got Flower, Jennifer, Chris. We've got Patty and Key. I hope it's Patty and Key. If not, Key in the future. And Paul, it's wonderful to see you. Tammy, welcome in. Welcome, welcome. Oh, from California. It's a little earlier in your day. I'm glad that you're here. Feel free to go ahead and set any request. Everyone in here is super nice. Thank you all for being such amazing folks. I love doing this with all of you. So let's go ahead, take some of those requests and build this grid. We've got, as always, we're starting off with our copper spiral. Copper helps to break up blockages and get the optimal flow of energy going. And this beautiful mirror here helps to repel any energy that's just not meant to be here. So let's start building. Oh, Flower, yeah, I was just working on your order earlier today. Thank you so much for your order. And I'm so glad that you ordered from Jen too. I love Jen's stuff. I love Jen's stuff. And you can check out Jen's shop by Googling Belladonna Botanicals. She'll come right up. So yeah, feel free, any requests at all. Yeah, woohoo indeed. Let's dive in. Oop. There we go. Sorry about that phone making noise. Let's go ahead with some of Chris's requests and help for medication change. Gotcha. Let's start with Chris's request. So let's do some rose quartz, carnelian, moonstone. Cool. Yeah, let's start there. So, and malachite I definitely saw on that list. That'll be helpful. Let's start with some moonstone. So moonstone is one of our favorite stones here, and this one it really supports us in so many ways, especially when we think about the role that the moon actually plays in our lives. It controls the tides of the earth, it controls all of the water, and we are mostly made of water. So the moon absolutely has a huge impact on everyone and everything on earth. And moonstone is very connected with that lunar energy. This helps us to better be in harmony and balance with the cycles, rhythms, and patterns of nature, and also to connect with and accept divine timing. Helpful too for attracting love as well as connecting with the divine feminine. It's protective of women as well as travelers. Really, really helpful for connecting with your intuition too. I often think of it as being very connected to the High Priestess in the tarot deck, the keeper of hidden wisdom, ancient secrets, and just knowledge at its core essence, just knowingness. So if you're learning any kind of well-woman traditions or older traditions of healing, Moonstone can be really helpful to connect with that. Carnelian is another stone that helps us to attract love into our lives. It's also the stone that's most connected with the sacral chakra, which is the center of relationships and really in how we relate broadly to everyone and everything in the world as well. But certainly those closer relationships, those one-on-one relationships and love relationships too. This is sexuality, fertility. This also helps with healing wounds as well as supporting you through colds and allergies. And helpful too with giving a little bit more zest, breaking through apathy. Very helpful for creativity too. So this is carnelian. Let's go ahead and bring that in. And let me just adjust the lights here a little bit. Oop. Sorry about this. There we go. I think we're good. Okay. And we have some other ones too. Let's see. Oh, awesome. Good to see you, Joanna. And Tammy, we can see you. I'm glad that you are here. Okay, good stuff. So let's see what else we got. Rutilated Herkimer, malachite. Let's do malachite next. This is a wonderful stone for moving through really difficult emotions so that it really supports the heart chakra to move through really challenging emotions so that we don't get stuck in those challenging feelings, but we also don't ignore it or overlook going through those sorts of things. Sometimes the only way out is through, and this is a stone that helps you get through it. Malachite is also really helpful when it comes to pain, inflammation, and particularly arthritis, as well as things like depression, insomnia, and anxiety. And of course, nothing I use here is ever a replacement for anything else, whether it's physical, mental health, anything else, anything in between. I'll be the first one to admit I take the meds I need to take. I work with the crystals, I meditate, I do Reiki, I do all the things I can to support myself. And that's kind of how I'm here to support you on your path. And this is definitely a great stone to support you through a lot of different challenges. Also a really helpful stone for phobias, particularly fear of flying. And sorry, I'm still adjusting these lights here. Let's try this. I think it might almost be time for a new camera for this. We'll see. We'll see what the next month or so holds. Let's see what else we have here. Rose quartz, rutilated Herkimer. Rose quartz can help a very depleted heart chakra, and that's everything you would think the heart to be. It's love, compassion, forgiveness, it's patience with yourself, it's self-love. It's also what reminds us that we are lovable and loving beings and that we deserve love. So if you need that reminder, rose quartz is a really potent ally. And anytime you just feel emotionally overwhelmed, this can be a really helpful stone. So I'm going to put these two together. They're so complementary. Rutilated quartz, as you can kind of see through here, it looks like clear quartz, but it's almost like there's, hair or something in there. And those are rutils. Rutils help to direct the flow of energy. This helps to focus the mind and mental acuity. It's also really helpful for focusing healing energy exactly where it's meant to go. That can help support a Reiki session, and it can help support anyone who's going through any kind of long-term medical treatments, like the intention of, I hope this directs the healing to exactly where it's most helpful. Also helps to boost physical energy, especially after you've been really run down, whether getting back from being ill or just kind of life is having its way with you. This can help give you a boost of energy. And of course, that mental clarity. So that is rutilated quartz. And let me just take a peek in here. Oh, good requests. Loving it. Herkimer diamond is also really helpful for intuition. This is a wonderful stone for connecting with spirit, for sharing what you would like to manifest, and for kind of bolstering those intentions. Also really helpful for being in the present moment, being here in the now, which I think is really important when you're doing something like thinking about the future and manifesting. And also it's just a wonderful way to kind of spend a few days reflecting before you jump into the next thing. Helpful too for balancing energies that just kind of don't harmonize together, and for balancing metabolism. So that is Herkimer diamond, which is not so much a diamond as it is clear double terminated quartz. So here we go. And I'll do one more of Chris's, and then I'll keep bringing in your requests as we go through. So we've got green aventurine. This is one that can help us when we need a little bit of encouragement in thinking about what we're capable of doing, whether we're planning for the future or whether we are looking at like a task right in front of us. Whenever you are in that, I can't do that, that's beyond my ability, this is a stone that says, maybe you can try. Let's see what you can do. Wonderful too for heart rhythms, allergies, and eye problems, and it's also thought to help with fertility. But if ever there's something you need to learn and you're just completely like, I could never learn this is going to be too hard, try that stone. Green aventurine is helpful for everything from folks who are tech phobic to folks who are learning a language, especially later in life. So that is green aventurine. And I'll keep going with yours and we'll keep going through. Hey, Catherine, I hope you're doing well. I can definitely work that in, and I will get to everyone's request before we jump into some Reiki. Flower help for med change. Gotcha. So I've got some tree agate. So the two that come through for me immediately when I think of that is, first is tree agate. This is sacred in Ayurveda. So it's thought that, well, you might be familiar with the chakras. They're essentially centers of energy, and they come from the same system. Basically they come from the Ayurveda system. Ayurveda is the sister science to yoga, and it is as ancient as yoga. This stone is sacred in Ayurveda. This is thought to balance the flow of energy in the body. And like I said, chakras, those are like some main points of energy along the body, but of course the system goes much deeper than that. This is a stone that's thought to balance energies in the body regardless of the nature of that imbalance, how they're impacting you, whatever the cause might be. It just kind of brings you back into balance regardless of the fine details. So this is an overall helpful stone to let you come back into balance after like shifting things. And another stone that jumped up is red jasper. Red jasper is very grounding. It's very connected with the root chakra, which is basic needs, primal urges, fight or flight, fear, safety, those kinds of things. And also like basic needs being met. This can help you as you might be going through any kind of medication adjustment, and it sometimes leaves us feeling not quite in our body. This can help ground us back into our body and into our humanness. It also helps with psychic and spiritual protection, as well as empowerment and fighting injustice and bullying, standing up for yourself, standing up for others too. Also helpful for emotional support during long-term illnesses and long-term convalescence, as well as things like depression. And it's also linked with fertility. So we're going to go ahead and bring in red jasper. Overall, it's a stone to just kind of help you come back into harmony with your body's basic needs. And so it can be really helpful anytime you're doing any big adjustments. So let's see. Okay. So I hope that those help, and all the best to you, flower. Okay. And let's see who else and where else. Oh, thanks for for a reminder to hit the like button. Really appreciate that. Awesome. Let's see. So for Patty, lots of increased joy and laughter, breakthrough blessings, unstuck, energy increase, better sleep, seasonal affective stuff, increase in supportive people, positive thoughts bolstered, and septarian aquamarine for sure. Let's bring in both of those. And one for seasonal effective. We can definitely do that. And better sleep. Cool, I've got some good ones here. So let's start with some zoisite. This is one that there's several stones that I find helpful for things like seasonal affective disorder. This is definitely one of them. This helps us to really connect with nature, and it also helps us to release a lot of just sort of negativity in general, just sort of like the blahs, the low vibes, all of it. This is a really helpful stone for breaking through apathy and sluggishness, along with helping you feel encouraged. This stone is very helpful for things like procrastination too, especially if it feels like you have a ton of obstacles between you and the end result that you want to achieve. This helps you to feel like you can start taking the bites out of that proverbial sandwich, that you can start making progress, and it definitely helps to mitigate obstacles. So we'll bring this in. It definitely encourages you to face things that you might be struggling with. So I tend towards procrastination, and I find this to be a helpful stone. But yeah, wonderful for reconnecting with nature. Septarian is very helpful for connection with the solar plexus, your center of self and personal identity. It also helps you to basically grow in terms of personality and in terms of who you are, maturing as an individual, but also shadow healing. That's going into the parts of ourselves that have the deepest wounds, the ones that we almost have a little bit of a blind spot to, and deal with them directly. This helps us to understand the root causes and beliefs and things at the root of our greatest challenges and our habits and patterns that keep getting in our way. Very helpful for getting vulnerable and feeling safe in that vulnerability while we're on our healing process, and helps too with muscle pain, spasms, and even skin wounds. So that is septarian. Okay. And next we have aquamarine. This helps with fluids in the body, so circulation broadly speaking, and also for the teeth and the gums. Emotionally speaking, this is superb for forgiveness, whatever that looks like to you, like forgiveness and giving someone another chance, or forgiveness and setting them free. This supports you in either way. Helps too with deflecting really immature, petty, unnecessary types of behavior, usually the result of someone taking their unhealed stuff and kind of throwing it at you instead of dealing with it. Helps to really deflect that. So we often call it the anti-Karen stone. It's also really helpful with bringing in a sense of may justice prevail, and not looking at the noise, but rather the most important factors in determining what the justice is about. So this is aquamarine. So we'll put that there. Next we'll bring in honey calcite. Oh, and amazonite too. Okay. And honey calcite is definitely one we enjoy here too. This helps with really attracting in the best people to mesh with you right here and now. And that's whether it's new neighbors, new coworkers, new romantic partner, new friends, whatever the case may be. Honey calcite also brings in a ton of optimism, really supportive for women that are in the menopause phase of life, which I actually am. It may not look it, but I had my ovaries removed when I was 34. So, yeah. Let's see. Will you stand up? Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. There we go. Wonderful for both the solar plexus as well as the sacral. So the center of relationships and the center of personal identity and free will. That will help with calling in some great people in your life. Lots of supportive people. Next is labradorite to help with better sleep. And I know some folks are sleeping really heavy lately, and some folks are sleeping really light. This time of year, I struggle because this weekend in the US, we're falling back. We're setting our clocks back 1 hour for our seasonal clock change. So just know that those of you outside of the general US know that Sunday's stream will be an hour earlier for you unless you're in one of the areas that changes the clocks the same time as we do. So that always throws me for a loop when it comes to sleeping habits. So labradorite, wonderful for sleep. Also clairvoyance. That's your spiritual sight, your ability to visualize and see and sense what's around you. Helpful too for calming disputes, wonderful for workplace harmony, and helpful too for research and study. Anything that involves a lot of detailed attention to be paid, like if you're reading through lots of lines of contracts, or you do something like coding or programming, this can be a really helpful stone. So that is labradorite. Labradorite is actually very closely related to moonstone, geologically speaking, and rainbow moonstone is actually white labradorite. So I'll go ahead and bring this in. Wonderful. Amazonite is very helpful for the spine and spinal nerves, and can really help to encourage self-care and self-respect too. This is a perfect one for anyone who tends to be a caregiver rather than a care receiver. It helps to remind you that you not only need a certain amount of self-care, you absolutely deserve it, and you deserve the same caliber of care that you show to others. Helpful too for bringing in a sense of calm and also luck in terms of like winnings and things like that. So we will bring this in. Yeah, people sometimes ask me, like, what stone do I bring with me to buy the lottery ticket? And I'm like, Amazonite and tourmalinated quartz. They help with bringing in luck. Also, citrine can be really helpful with calling in money manifestation. And I'm sure that'll be in our grid today, too. And here is Dalmatian jasper. This one can be really helpful for if you feel like it's difficult to connect with supportive people and you want help boosting positive thoughts. Dalmatian jasper is actually black tourmaline going through jasper. It helps to, because black tourmaline helps to repel negative energy, it deep cleans our energy field. This really helps us to let go of old stuck energy, and it's really helpful to let go of cynicism and that sense of jadedness that can come from past experiences. It also holds a really great space for collaboration and cooperation amongst people, and definitely coworkers. Helpful too for just in general energy clearing and for certain digestive issues, particularly things like IBS, Crohn's, and acid reflux, and even celiac and things like that, which I struggle with. So that is Dalmatian jasper. So let's go ahead and put this around the outside here. Making a mess here. Awesome. Let me know if there's anything else I can add for you too. Hey, Allison. Oh, Joanna, you went through early menopause too. Oh, I'm so sorry. Luckily, mine didn't have to do with that, or BRCA. I had to get tested for it. I'm French Canadian lineage, so we get that too. But luckily, it was just, really unfortunately, I kept having these non-cancerous growths on my ovaries, and they kept happening. So it needed to get done. One was an emergency surgery. Several more were almost emergencies. And then finally, it was like, okay, we'll do this. We'll take out what's left. So let's see. Paul, help with connecting to a second job. Absolutely. So let's go ahead and bring that in. So tourmalinated quartz can be really helpful with calling on a second job, a new job, passive income, new revenue streams, side hustles, all of that kind of stuff. So whether it's a completely new job or some other additional one, this can be very, very helpful. Also, it's another stone that's protective of people who are traveling, particularly by car. But it's also great, as I mentioned earlier, for fortune and luck, and for, in a sense, like breaking up old stuck energy. This is similar to Dalmatian jasper in that there's black tourmaline running through it, but in this case it's clear quartz. This is breaking up really that old stuck, almost like emotional scar tissue, stuff from childhood, stuff before we may even remember it, but helps to break up a lot of old patterns. Also wonderful at grounding and releasing really nervous energy. And it's thought too to help break up blockages and scar tissue on and in the body as well. So that is tourmalinated quartz, or black tourmaline going through quartz. So let's go ahead and bring in plenty of this. All the best for you as you go for that second job. There we go. Oh, I'm sorry, Allison. Healing for soul and spirit, feeling defeated, losing your spark. Oh, definitely. Let's bring some love in for that. And I did see a request from Catherine for money manifestation and migraine. So let's bring in Yeah, so struggling with our appearance and our feelings about our self-image are definitely a thing that's going on right now. You're not the only one. I'm there too, and lots of clients are requesting intentions around that. So it's definitely something in the larger astrology. Two stones that can be really helpful with breaking those old ways of looking at ourselves and building a new relationship of more positive relationship with our own self-image: pink tourmaline and emerald. So I'll bring them both in. Pink tourmaline also helps with migraine, so that'll help with the headache that Catherine's having. But and emerald was also requested by Chris. So emerald here, in addition to helping restore confidence about our appearance, especially things that are really like a sore spot for us. This can help with healing skin and tissue. It can also help with revitalizing and renewing our passions for things in life. Very helpful too for the upper respiratory tract, the lungs, and the whole cardiopulmonary system, really. So that is emerald. So we will bring emerald in. And raw emerald is just this really beautiful green in the raw there. Sometimes it's even hard to see in these specimens how green it is, but here's another example of raw emerald and how it can look. And pink tourmaline, as I mentioned, helps to dispel a negative self-image. It's also helpful for, as I mentioned, headaches and migraines, as well as nerve pain. This is a helpful stone as well for anything gynecologic at all, whether it's endometriosis or PCOS or just rough periods, anything. This can be very, very helpful. Wonderful too for muscle weakness, spinal injuries, mother and baby bonding, and in general, just lots of things that would affect women's health, and generally hormones too, regardless of gender. So that is pink tourmaline. So I hope that helps. Polychrome jasper is a superb stone to help with reigniting our passions in life and our soul's purpose, and feel like we feel motivated to get in alignment with moving forward again. It helps to break up a lot of indifference. It's heavily motivating and brings in a ton of self-confidence, really supportive self-confidence. It also helps to support joint health and physical body movement. So getting up and walking around, taking some more joy in physically moving about. So this could be helpful. And also connected with our Earth Star chakra, which is beneath the root. And that's where we can enact our soul's purpose. So showing up in life in a way where we can take our purpose and actually move forward with it. It's one thing to know about it or sense it. It's a whole nother thing to actually show up and do the work. This is a stone that can help with that. So let's go ahead and bring a nice big piece of polychrome jasper, which comes in a number of different colors. We'll bring it right here. And citrine is superb for financial abundance. So this is for Catherine, but also was on Chris's list. Carnelian helps with bringing in any kind of resource abundance, so particularly cash, money. But yeah, in general too, it helps to balance logic with intuition. Helps with anyone who might be struggling with addictions or compulsions. Really helpful for making good financial decisions too. And it starts its life off as amethyst, and over time, under pressure and with heat within the earth, it will over time turn into this like brownish orangey kind of color that's citrine. So let's go ahead and bring some of this in. Let's see. Put in a couple extra pieces in the center here. Here we go. And another one that might be helpful. And welcome in, John. Good to see you again. Okay, cool. Ooh, good requests. Another one that can really help, like, bring in a boost of, like, positivity, empowerment, and confidence, and wanting to move forward is Bumblebee Jasper. Wonderful also for mental focus, decision making, and for balancing yin and yang energies within the body. Really helpful for empowering anything you might be manifesting, and kind of like, I can't wait to sink my teeth into that thing and to get things done and to move ahead. So if you feel very stuck, this can be a very unstuck kind of stone. Brings in a lot of confidence and positivity. So we'll bring that in too. So that is Bumblebee Jasper. Definitely know that Bumblebee Jasper has large concentrations of sulfur as well as arsenic. So do be careful with it. So lots of love to you, Allison. I definitely hope that that helps. John, I'm so glad that you are here. Healing request to end back pain. Absolutely. So the best one I have is right here already. It's Amazonite. That helps the spine and spinal nerves. Other ones that can help with pain, though, include for arthritis and inflammation, we have malachite. And I'm also going to bring in some lapis. This helps with pain and inflammation, too. Lapis, in addition to helping with pain and inflammation, also helps with vertigo and hearing loss, and opening up new career opportunities. So this will definitely help Paul as well. Helps too with embodying integrity, follow through, completing tasks, owning your commitments, honest, open communication, all of those wonderful things. Also helps with discouraging disorganization and helps you to build new skills and hold yourself responsible for those new intentions around staying tidier. So that is lapis. And I'm also going to put in polychrome jasper. Will help with joint stuff and movement, which definitely impacts things like back pain. But let's also bring in some howlite, because certainly the back is a whole lot of joints. So howlite helps with joints and bones within the body. So this can really help with whether it's breaks, dislocations, ruptures, or just pain within any kind of joint or bone. It also is thought to help with increasing bone integrity and density, and with healing things like dislocations, fractures. Wonderful too for just in like general teeth, bones, hair kind of things. But for anger, resentment, and frustration, this is a superb stone to help you take a little bit of that immediate sting out of those emotions so that you can make better choices around whatever might be motivating those feelings. So that is howlite. So joints, bones, anger, frustration. And that's howlite. Hope that that helps. Glad you are here. Oh, Joanna, I'm sorry you went through that. That sounds terrible. I'm so sorry you had to go through that at 38. Or ever. You're welcome, John. Let's see. So if there's space, you would also like lapis, red tiger eye, peacock, or peridot and fuchsite. We got the lapis. Peacock ore. So let's do that next. So we'll do red tiger eye is another stone that's very helpful for calling in financial abundance, particularly if you need it quickly. So this is red tiger eye, also very, very protective, particularly in cases of like bullying, picking on, being singled out and kind of tormented, whether it's at work or at school, can be very helpful for that. Also with the spiritual equivalent of that, like malevolent spiritual work, very protective over that too. So let's bring in red tiger eye. And there we go. Okay. Peridot is helpful for lots of kind of stomach and gut issues, digestion problems, IBS, Crohn's, definitely acid reflux. Also really helpful with anger, jealousy, and we've learned recently also for feelings around guilt. Very helpful too for breaking up old habits and cycles and limiting beliefs. Wonderful too for supporting those really good close friendships and relationships, the ones that really mean the most to us. It helps to bolster them and almost like help them feel a little bit stronger. So that is peridot. Fuchsite helps with self-care and fun and joy and just enjoying things for the sake of enjoyment, which it almost feels like a guilty pleasure to do that sometimes, doesn't it? Can't be the only one that struggles sitting still and saying, but I should be doing something. So this is fuchsite. Also, this one can encourage spinal alignment, so I'm not sure if this is impactful to John's request. Also wonderful for sleep disturbances and thought to be helpful for things like carpal tunnel. But also if you're doing any inner child work, this can really help with that whole play for the sake of just play kind of thing. So that is fuchsite. And we'll put in the peacock or at the end because it's kind of big, but it's here. And I'm so glad you're here, Patty. Oh, gotcha. So stress, depression, anxiety, and having trouble sleeping because sound and loudness. And you want to travel, and menopause stuff. And you run a daycare. Yeah, absolutely. Understand. I grew up in a daycare. Okay, so let's do definitely another one to help with menopause. Unikite. Definitely pink tourmaline, which is already in there, is very helpful for that too. Oh, and you know what else? Sodalite. Okay, so let's definitely do Unikite first. So this helps with all the different times in a woman's life where there's a big hormonal shift or anything around birth. So this is one where it's whether it's fertility, labor, delivery, prenatal, postpartum, and absolutely menopause and, premenopause, postmenopause, all of it. Wonderful for all of those things and for quitting smoking. Broadly addiction, but definitely for smoking, this is really helpful. Also wonderful for heart rhythms as well as metabolism. So that is Unikite. So we'll go ahead and put that around here. It's one of my more favorite fertility stones too. And sodalite is great for communication, expression, everything having to do with the throat chakra, whether it's speaking or writing or performing or singing or painting, however you are expressing yourself, sodalite can help support that. Also really, really helpful for relieving menopause symptoms. If anyone is having trouble coming to terms with certain aspects around aging, this is a really helpful stone. Also wonderful for grounding impulses and for dealing with homesickness. So we will bring this in. So that's Soda Light. Soda, S-O-D-A, Light, L-I-T-E, and all is one word. But yeah, this is also my favorite stone when people say, what do I do during Mercury retrograde? Like, what stones help? Soda Light's probably the most helpful. And my hair keeps growing, so let's put it up. Awesome. Okay. I hope that helps. And with this better sleep, definitely the labradorite can help with that. Also for like mood swings and stuff sometimes, not usually for hormones, but I'm going to bring this in anyway because I just think it's a good stone for today. This is lepidolite. This doesn't really have anything to do with hormones, but this has to do a lot with like moods, mental health, and things like that. So I don't know that it's going to directly support you, but could be good for any of us. But yeah, helps to soothe and calm and understand the emotions. Also helps with bringing attentions to thought patterns and even like beliefs and old ways of looking at things and really examining them, seeing if maybe we can move past them. Maybe these things aren't as true as we think they are. And that might shift our perspective. But on a mental health level with moods and emotions, lepidolite has been used as a prescription in the US since like the 1940s. And it's been used as a medicine as far back as the ancient Greeks. I'm not going to suggest that you like go find it and ingest it because it can have very different impacts on different people, both in terms of how much and also just some people have really negative responses to it. So working with the energy of the crystal by carrying it around can help you to connect with the healing potency of this crystal without having to ingest it. And you know, there are definitely places you could go to get a prescription for something like that, which would be synthetic, made in a lab. But that's what lepidolite actually looks like. That's lithium mica. Also, what's in batteries? The lithium-ion batteries. Yep. Also in this specimen is just a little bit of amazonite, which again is helpful for spinal nerves, as well as anything having to do with the spine, and self-care. So we'll bring this in. Can't hurt. Certainly can't hurt. I feel like that's an underrated stone oftentimes. All the best to you. Let's see. Oh, hey, it's good to see you, Lisa. Continued recovery for Lisa's mom's infection, digestion, energy, help for sister's sight, brother's arthritis, and everyone else's heart health. You got it. Definitely need to bring in the moss agate. Wonderful for infections and illnesses of all kinds. Anything that is spreading through the body quickly, or as they would say in Chinese medicine, has wind, which moss agate is highly regarded in Chinese medicine. This is also on the mental, emotional, and spiritual level. This is a really helpful stone for lots of things. Connection with nature, so this will definitely help Patty with the seasonal affective stuff, as well as fears of the unknown. Anyone who might be doing psychological, like it's often called parts work, inner child and higher self type work. This is also very helpful for connecting to spirit, as well as the sense of unconditional love, and for just in general mind, body, spirit, wellness overall. So that is moss agate for your mom. For physical energy, And digestion, we have a lot of good stones in. For digestion, we have peridot, and we have peridot and Dalmatian jasper. Let's also bring in mookaite. This can help with digestion too, as well as the immune system in general. Very helpful for accepting change and making decisions. And this comes in a lot of different colors, as far as like this kind of mauve color, like a dark mauve, like a deep burgundy, and beige, as well as this mustard yellow kind of color. But yeah, Australia jasper or mookaite. So let's go ahead and let's put one big piece. No, let's put two little pieces. Okay, good stuff. And physical energy, we have polychrome, and we have bumblebee and rutilated quartz. That can help with all of those. Sight, we have for the eyes, we have aventurine, but Chris also requested sapphire, which will help with the eyes as well. Sapphire is great for the eyes and ears, as well as supporting folks with dementia. It's also thought to help with the thyroid. On a spiritual level, this is super helpful with channeling, mediumship, connection to your angels, your spirit guides, a really potent stone of intuitive connection. Also helps with keeping your eyes on like envisioning a good outcome when things just seem completely out of control. Wonderful for that. Also helps to bring about a sense of like justice in a speedy sense. So thorough justice, but quickly. So let's go ahead and bring sapphire in. And Brothers Arthritis. Arthritis stones, we have howlite as well as malachite, which are wonderful for both of those. And everyone's heart health. We have unakite and aquamarine, both of which are helpful for heart, as well as tourmalinated quartz, another stone that is helpful for, and aventurine too. Another one helpful for the heart is, let me think, are there other ones for the heart? Yeah, rhodochrosite, which was also requested by Chris. This one helps with mother-child bonding, as well as heart and circulation. It's another stone that helps with intuition, especially connection to deceased ancestors and even deceased animal companions. And we are really close to that very thin veil that happens around Samhain, Halloween, Day of the Dead, All Saints' Day, all of these things. Yeah, this can be very helpful in connecting in that regard. Also great for asthma and stress headaches. So Catherine, this will definitely support the headache situation too. And awesome. Good to see you, Lisa. And for Chris, I'm going to get the rest of your stuff now. You're welcome, Tammy. You're welcome, Paul. Okay, good stuff. And some other good ones for Lisa. I will get to those for sure. Let me finish up Chris's. So Chris has some good requests too. We've got iolite, garnet, ruby, pyrite. Iolite. There we go. And I think this actually supports a request that Lisa had. Luck in practical matters and at one of your jobs, and balanced energy and lifestyle. Gotcha. Okay, so let's bring in some garnet and some ruby. I love working with these two together. Garnet helps with that really organized sense of mind of like, how do I make the most of this? How do I make this run as smoothly as possible? That kind of stuff. This helps you to even like get really creative, break out of old ways of doing things and see newer, better ways of doing things. Very practical, very highly organized, lots of courage, and like I said, lots of creativity. Also helps with finding balance and strength in times where things are just changing all around you. And I don't know about you, but if you live in the world, I think that this is probably a good stone for everyone. Let's go ahead and put it right behind. No, let's put it right here. Yeah, let's put it right behind. Right here. Okay. Ruby is very helpful in a complementary way. This one helps you with the confidence to be yourself, which is very, very helpful in all avenues of life. But it's also a wonderful stone when it comes to management type skills and leadership. It's another stone that can be very helpful for fibromyalgia, as well as love and fertility. Very grounding. Really helps you to see all of the different pieces of the puzzle and figure out the way to make everything work together. So that is what we will bring in, so you can see how that kind of complements garnet. And garnet being a January birthstone, it's very much a Capricorn stone. Pyrite is very helpful for calling on financial abundance. It's also really helpful for intuition as well as protection at the same time, which it can be kind of hard to be like, yes, I want to hear, but only these things. This will help you hold that space and that boundary. Also great for the brain and memory and like information recall. So definitely one of the stones that I would recommend for things like studying and for things like fever and just general health of the lungs. But yeah, pyrite is fool's gold. So we like to think that it calls in the real stuff. And in fact, it is found near where real gold is found. So it's usually a hint or a sign that real gold is not far off. So bring in the pyrite. Iolite is a stone that can help with sleep. And I know I did see that kind of come up for a few of you. Tammy too. But iolite helps with sleep, especially when it has to do with intuitive issues, like almost like your third eye is running amok and you can't quite ground to go to sleep. Iolite can help with that. This is also a stone that helps with the clairvoyant aspects. So this is, again, your spiritual sight. So being able to sense and see those images, if you're someone who dreams in pictures and things, this will help you with that imagery, but also helps with things like shamanic journeying, visionary meditation, scrying, even tarot reading or runes or anything like that. This can help. Helpful too for weight loss, if that's one of your intentions or goals, and for money management. So we will bring in iolite. Let's put iolite. Let's put that here. Let's see now. Let's put that. Yeah, let's put that here and here. Okay. Awesome. I think I got all of them except blue apatite. And then I'll keep going to everyone's request too. Blue apatite helps with, this is another one that can be really helpful if you have a goal around weight loss or just shifting your relationship with food to something healthier. Wonderful for bringing up a much better relationship with food and with nutrition in general, whatever that looks like to you. And that's a very unique picture that shifts over time, like any relationship. Helps too with learning about your soul's purpose and having the courage to like show up in life and embrace it and make it happen. Helps too with clearing your aura or your energy field and bringing a lot of strength to it. So if you're someone who takes on the energy of others really easily, this is a stone that can help you to be less inclined to do that. And also really helpful for bringing harmony and peace to yourself. And I mean, again, we all live in the world. Sure. Is it ever a bad day to bring in more of that? No. Let's bring in more of this every day. So that is Blue Apatite. There we go. And we'll put this one extra piece here in the center. And thank you for being here, Chris. It's so good to see you. And yeah, practical matters, balanced energy and lifestyle. I'm hoping that the garnet and the ruby can help you with that, Lisa. And lots of love to you for sure. Jennifer Vatsa, love, connection with spirit, upper chakra opening, removing psychic energy blocks, and money manifesting. And let's see. I have apophyllite here, which was so lovingly gifted to us by Jennifer Vatsa. And you can check out her shop again. Google Belladonna Botanicals for Jen's shop. And you can look up learnreikiphiladelphia.com for my shop. We used to be down the street from each other, but now we just cheer each other on from different parts of Eastern PA. Apophyllite is a very powerful stone of intuitive opening, connecting to guides and spirit, and opening the upper chakras for sure. This is crown and third eye all the way. A very powerful intuitive connection stone. Wonderful for everything from scrying to shamanic meditations and shamanic journeying and getting guidance from our spirit guides. So bringing that in. So let's see. Let's put this. Here and here. Another one that I often use for like really intense intuitive openings is sapphire, which is already here. And prehnite can be really helpful. Prehnite helps with facilitating any kind of spiritual teaching and learning. I often keep a lot of this around, particularly when I'm teaching Reiki. I have a lot of it around, big pieces and stuff, and there's going to be some coming to the crystal shop very soon. This helps with aiding the mind during any kind of intuitive pursuit or even meditation. If your mind tends to wander, this will bring it back in and help it to relax and calm a bit. Helps with lucid dreaming, prophecy, divination, card reading, scrying, runes, however you're connecting with spirit and bringing through those messages. Prehnite's very powerful healer. It's definitely the most potent stone I know of to be aligned with things like lucid dreaming. But if you use a different stone, and if any of you use a different stone for that, definitely let me know in the comments. But also helpful on a physical level for things like kidney, bladder, and gout. So that is prehnite, Prehnite. So let's go ahead and we have iolite here. Let's put prehnite to kind of complement that. Prehnite is a very powerful stone. So awesome. I hope that that helps. Money manifesting. We've got a lot of good money manifestors in. Let's add some cinnabar. Cinnabar helps with calling in customers to a business. It's long been considered the merchant stone, but it also helps with just manifesting financial abundance in lots of ways. So cinnabar is mercury, so be very careful with this. It is highly toxic. Humanity has used this for thousands of years. We still do use it in lots of ways, but it is really toxic. But it is also definitely helpful for manifesting money. This here is often called cinnabrite. It's basically cinnabar light. And if you look at just those little red dots, that's the only real cinnabar in this specimen. The rest is quartz. And the reason it's often sold like this is because there's less of a toxic element present, but it still is plenty to bring in that really intense good energy of financial abundance. So we'll bring this in. So that is cinnabar, cinnabrite, mercury. So I hope that helps. Oh, yeah. Yep. Prehnite. That's prehnite. Yeah, prehnite is just a really beautiful stone. Like, this is how it looks rough. It just looks like, oh, it looks like a pretty stone. But then, like, when the specimen is cracked open, it's like, ta-da. And I have some beautiful specimens that are rough tumbled, which are like, they're tumbled to the point of like, almost like sea glass is tumbled. It's not perfectly smooth and shiny, but it's enough where you get this kind of outer coating off and you can kind of see in between. Beautiful, beautiful stone. And you're very welcome. Awesome. Yeah, let me know, Deanne, if you have any requests for your well-being. Happy to bring in any crystals for you. Yeah, my mom ran a daycare center starting when I was old enough to do the work, and she stopped running it when I was 14 and went and got my own job. She's like, oh, this is hard. I'm going to go clean houses instead. It's like, yeah, yeah, it is hard. Yeah, it is hard. But it is, yeah, even watching one kid is a lot of work. Watching 5 or 6 is so much work. When you're outnumbered by them, it's so intense. Everyone's like, oh, Danielle, why didn't you have kids? Like, I already raised a bunch of kids. It's great. I get to go on Facebook and see their kids and their kids' kids, and that's it. That's the only reason I ever go on there. Let's see. I'm all about the cats now. You're so welcome, Chris. Flower, the only reason you closed it is you moved into the middle of nowhere. Yeah. Catherine, oh, so your husband just came home after having minor eye surgery. Something to help him recover. Gotcha, absolutely. Let's see. Let's do... Okay, cool. So let's do some healing. Oh, cool. Well, thank you. I like Chester Bennington, but I'm also like my messiest today. This is like very drab Danielle dress down day. I didn't leave enough time to get ready for the stream. Today totally got away from me. I don't know if it's just me or all of you, but like I looked up at the clock and it was almost 4 o'clock. I'm like, I thought it was 11. What is going on? All right, let's see. Healing from injury and illness. And then we'll get into the healing. So shungite helps with physical recovery and tissue repair. We've got both of our eye stones in there. But yeah, this helps with physical recovery, tissue repair. This also helps to release a lot of stress, emotional pain, and energy blocks in general. helps to clear our energy field, and it's also wonderful for anyone who might be sensitive to EMF or electromagnetic frequencies. Some folks tend to feel like when they're around a lot of electronic equipment, just feel like drained or underwater, or even to a slight extent, even a little paranoid. That might be an electromagnetic field. This can be really helpful for that. Years ago, I had a friend that lived next to a bar. I lived above so many bars on South Street. And the bars, a whole bunch of electronic equipment was right on the other side of her bed, and there was nowhere else to put her bed. So we used this, and it was helpful. Let's see. So that's shungite and epidote. Yes, and I will add peacock. I will add peacock or two. And thank you for the reminder. And epidote is very helpful too for recovering from illness, injury, and surgery. Epidote actually has unakite in it, so it has a lot of those qualities, but it's also helpful for the brain. In particular, there's a strong connection that a lot of folks make between this and Parkinson's. Also really helpful for negative self-talk, which is something I've really struggled with over the years. Something I really learned about myself in like the lockdowns of COVID and was able to like work through healing on. If you tend to talk down to yourself, if your internal monologue really is kind of negative on yourself, epidote can really help with that. Also very connected to the fairy realm and helps with the nervous system and the skin. So all the best healing for your hubby. Hope that this is helpful. May he get better soon. Oh, thank you, Patty. Let's see. And styes in his eyes. So let's bring these in a little bit. And the last one we're going to add. Oh, hi, Jean. Welcome in. Is it your birthday? Welcome in. Welcome in and happy birthday. Welcome in and happiest of birthdays, absolutely. Every day gets away from you, Jen. Good. I don't feel so bad. Oh, here we go. All right, peacock ore or chalcopyrite. Absolutely superb stone for anything impacting your ability to connect with executive function, like relational thought, order of operations, that kind of thing. Also really helpful for themes around rebirth. Oh, hi, Miss Hattie. I think my cat is coming to say happy birthday to someone. Oh, hello, little Miss Hattie. Hi. Hello. Do you have any purrs? Do you just want cuddles? Yeah, a little bit of a cuddle. Oh, you're from the Philippines. Welcome in and happy birthday. Like I was saying, lots of themes around rebirth here. In fact, one of my recent Reiki Master grads carried this in to deliver her firstborn and is planning on carrying it in to deliver her secondborn any day now. So we'll go ahead and bring this in. And there we go. There we go. Awesome. Let's see. Dell, I hope you're doing well. Oh, your clocks went back. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, our clocks change on Sunday, Dell and Lori. Yeah, our clocks go backwards 1 hour on this Sunday at like midnight our time or 2 a.m. our time or something. So yeah, so sorry about that. Okay, cool. I will see you at 8. Awesome. And one more hug from Gertie before we get into the healing. Oh, Gertie. Oh, no, it is a Hattie. I misidentified you. Hey. Aww. Lots of good purrs. Okay, so I'm going to do that thing where I explain what Reiki is, a little of how this works, how to make the most of your session. And while I do that, you can help me to boost the energy of the stream and yourselves, the space that you're in and the space that we're all sharing by heading on into the chat. And definitely hit that like button if you haven't already. But in the chat, share anything that you are grateful for, anything at all. And that will help boost that energy. Nothing shifts energy quite so well as gratitude. If you are already comfy, or if you kind of want to keep things to yourself, take a deep breath in and out and think of the things you're grateful for. And then once I finish explaining Reiki, we're going to get into a beautiful session where you can just bliss out from wherever you happen to be. So thanks again for being here. My name is Danielle Stimpson, and I'm the owner of Learn Reiki Philadelphia. This is my 15th year of teaching Usui Reiki. And if you'd like to learn more about my live online Reiki certification classes, if you'd like to schedule a distance healing or tarot reading, or if you'd like to shop my Reiki charged crystals, head on over to learnreikiphiladelphia.com. It's linked in the description, as is all of my social media, and a link to subscribe to my email newsletter, which will definitely have some amazing sales coming up later this month. And so thank you so much for being here. So what is Reiki? Well, Reiki in the West has become like a catch-all term for energy healing. And specifically, I work with what's known as Usui Reiki. This particular method was created by Mikao Usui in the early 1920s in Japan during a really difficult time in Japan's history. If you were teaching anything that could even be misconstrued as religion or adjacent to religion, it was not good. So this is a very deeply spiritual approach to energy healing, yet completely secular. And I think that's a big part of why we love it so much in the West. So for the understanding of exactly what energy is at the foundation of this system, we're best to look at Shintoism, the indigenous spirituality of Japan, in which everyone and everything has a soul. And all of those souls are interconnected and inextricably linked. And it's thought that spirit, however you would define it in this case, supplies the life-sustaining or soul-sustaining energy, which Reiki actually translates to be spiritually guided soul energy, that this flows through this interconnectedness of everyone and everything. And this energy basically animates us as spiritual beings in a sense of everything that makes us more than just a collection of cells. It's thought that this energy is flowing through all of us every day, and that our body, mind, and spirit are always working with this energy to bring us into the greatest sense of balance and healing that we can achieve moment to moment. Whether or not we're aware of it, it's kind of happening in the background. During this session, essentially what I'll do is I'll be using Usui's methods to connect to that energy that's already a part of all of us. And I'll essentially direct more of it to you to help support your body, mind, and spirit to do all the beautiful things they're already doing to support your well-being. So during the session, you may have some physical sensations. You may have some emotions rise up or be released. Mentally, you may be able to sort of think things through that you've been having a difficult time figuring out lately. You may hear your subconscious. Spiritually, you may get some deep clarity and intuition, resolution. You may also have a really relaxing nap, and more than likely, you're going to have the session that looks like as much of those as makes sense in any kind of perfect ratio that matches your intentions and your needs for today. So how to use it or get it or make the most of the session? Well, just be open to it, and by being here, you kind of are. So feel free to get nice and comfortable. Support yourself to lay down or sit in any comfortable position for yourself. And you can close your eyes and even drift off to sleep, or you can use this time to move around, stretch a bit, do some yoga, do some, physical therapy if that's what you're working on. You can journal, make music, whatever feels right to you. And also get up, get a blanket, get a cup of tea if that's what feels right. There's no wrong way to enjoy this time. You don't have to focus on anything. You don't have to keep your mind silent. Reiki will support you exactly as you are in this moment, right here and now. And if at any point during the session you feel like you get distracted or you want to go a little deeper, just take a deep breath in and out, and you'll slowly come back into the session. During the session, I will turn the lights down. You'll notice that they move slowly and gently from one color to the next. At no point will they flash or strobe. And I will turn the music up. If you enjoy the musical background, definitely check out our musical creator. She's linked at the bottom of the description so that you can check out her YouTube channel and her website. And I will send Reiki to all of you for 25 minutes. And at the end, you'll hear my voice come in. I'll invite you to come back to your body. You don't have to. You can keep enjoying a nice little nap if you want to. Doesn't matter to me. But at that point, I will be able to re-engage with all of you in the chat and answer any questions you have or hear any particular instances that you experienced and that you feel like sharing. I'm here live 5 times a week, and you can always join me same days, same times. Those are listed in the description, and you can also find them on the homepage here. Additionally, if you are watching this as a video replay, or if you're live and you one day feel like, hey, I could really use a little bit of Reiki and Danielle's not live right now, cool thing is Reiki is not sort of limited by our human limitations, and that we can only be in one place at one time. Not true of Reiki. So anytime you feel like you need a little Reiki, if I'm not live, head on into the past healing live stream playlist, pick any old picture of any old grid that resonates with you. You can even skip ahead to the crystal healing part and just enjoy the Reiki. It'll be there for you whenever you're enjoying it. So thank you so much for being here. It's an honor and a privilege to share this energy with all of you. Thank you so much for your support. Definitely hit that like button and consider subscribing if you find this helpful. And let's go ahead, dive on in and take a closer look at that beautiful grid that all of you here today helped to inspire. Ooh, extra pretty. Yay. Okay, so let's see. I'll there we go. There we go. Wonderful. The kitty blessings are pretty amazing. Okay, Del, I'll see you a little later. And Lila, it's good to see you. Jean, happy birthday. Chris, always beautiful to see you. And yeah, the cats, I did just realize, just a funny anecdote, while all of you get comfy and get ready to soak up some Reiki vibes. Something that they've missed since my move, they've been missing the tall mirror I used to have. And I noticed this because I noticed Gertie getting up on the vanity and looking in the mirror. And I'm like, oh, she used to love looking in the mirror, and I haven't put one where she can see one. So I just put a mirror down low for them, and now I can like watch them staring in the mirror at themselves, and it's really stinking cute. So I will take a picture of that later and probably put it on the community tab. So, okay, so thank you, Diani. Really appreciate that. Lots of blessings to you too. So I'm going to go ahead, turn the music up for all of you. I'm going to check in with the Reiki and start sending. You don't have to do anything other than enjoy. So thank you so much for being here. Enjoy this session, and I'll see you all in 25 minutes. I invite you now to take a deep breath in and out. Slowly come back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes if you need. And welcome back. If you have any questions or anything to share, go ahead and use the chat. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your Friday with me. And to those who are new here, I am here twice on Fridays, so I will return in 2 hours with a whole nother stream just like this, where we'll go ahead and build a beautiful crystal grid and then enjoy some Reiki together. And little Hattie joined us for some Reiki as well. You're so welcome, Paul. Catherine, thank you. I hope you have a great weekend too. All the best to your husband. Get better soon. Oh, thank you, Chris. And thank you. You're very welcome and thank you. It's wonderful to see you. You're welcome, Flower. Crystal Mills, I hope you're doing well. Thanks for saying hi and thank you for being here. And yep, I'll be back again at 8 p.m. tonight and 8 p.m. on Sunday. Those of you outside the U.S., Sunday is when the U.S. turns their clocks back 1 hour. So heads up on that. Definitely subscribe with your notifications on. Hopefully you'll get notified and you'll be able to know when I'm live. But all of the regular days and times are listed in the description below. Lisa, you're so welcome. All the best to you and your whole family, your mom, your brother. Your mom, your brother, and your sister. Thank you, Patty and Key. Lots of love to you both as well. Oh, little Hattie's keeping my lap warm. It's kind of wild how quickly it gets cold when the sun goes down, isn't it? Yeah, isn't it? Yeah. I'm always honored when she comes and greets me now because I have a warming blanket on the living room chair for the cats, and so they spend a lot of the day there. So Gertie is lounging on the heating pad, and Hattie decided to come find me. You're welcome, Joanna. Love to you too. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here with an abundance of gratitude for all of you. Thank you for being here. Remember, you can always enjoy my past live stream healing playlist whenever I'm not live. And I'll be back again tonight in 2 hours and Sunday at 8 p.m. East Coast US time. And we're putting our clocks back 1 hour on Sunday for those of you who are outside the US. Thank you, Joanna. So everyone have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope to see you all again soon. Take care and bye for now.